everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today we got a brand new teaser trailer for James Gunn's Superman. And this has been, highly anticipated. A lot of feelings going online about this, and I'm just gonna let you know right away. I have already seen this, so this is not a first reaction. I've already watched it. Of course I did. I was at work. It came out early in the morning. Everyone's talking about it. I had to watch it. So let's go ahead and watch it, and then we will kind of go over my thoughts and feelings about it as we go. Here we go. Okay, so he's just gotten, I guess, his ass kicked by something. We don't know exactly what yet. There are several possibilities in this trailer alone. But... and also, yeah, his very silly looking hair there. But he's supposed to look like a dork. That's kind of the point of Clark Kent. He's a nerd, so yeah. See, this guitar riff reminds me a lot of Justice League Unlimited, the opening theme song for that. That's kind of what I'm thinking about when I hear this. Our Pa Kent there. And here comes Krypto. Really cool. I'm wondering if Krypto can fly. I imagine he can, but he usually can.
Krypto. Home. Take me home.
That's a pretty awesome shot. I think there's a monster back there. Luthor Corp, which seems a little strange. I think it's usually LexCorp, right? Luthor Corp, whatever.
Superman.
Everyone's mad at him for something happening, and of course, ridiculous Guy Gardner. It's Metamorpho, right? Mr. Terrific. Lots of things going on here. And whatever the hell is going on in the background there with the city. July 11th. Okay, pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. So obviously a lot of stuff happening. A lot of people have already done their breakdown, so let's kind of just go through a little bit of this. So first, we saw some of these set photos a while ago, but his really dorky looking hair. Some people even said that it might be a wig. I don't know about that, but really ridiculous. And of course, we've got Daily Planet. I definitely love that our Daily Planet actually has the globe on top of the building and has the globe here, and it's it's the way it's supposed to look from the comics. Look, I have complicated feelings about the whole Zack Snyder version of things. I know there's that. I understand that the Henry Cavill Zack Snyder version of Superman has its own fan base, and it has and they're very, very passionate people. Let's say that word, passionate. Yeah, let's call them that. Sure, why not? But I was a defender of Man of Steel when it came out, and then when Batman v Superman came out, I feel like it took such a dark turn, and I saw the direction that Zack was taking this thing. And I hated Batman v Superman so much, especially after defending Man of Steel against other people who were criticizing Man of Steel for this and that. And I was like, no, it's gonna be good because he's just now becoming Superman, and it's and then it just went off a cliff immediately for me. And anyways, for me, this trailer represents the ability to hope again that we can actually get a proper DC universe, one that feels like the comics, one that feels like these characters look the way they're supposed to look, and they're doing things that they're supposed to be doing, and that's what I'm seeing in this trailer. So let's keep on going. So I don't know, that's where I'm at personally with this. I am much more of a DC fan than I am a Marvel fan when it comes to the comic books, because I've read thousands of DC comics, and I've read maybe just a handful of Marvel comics. I don't know that much about the actual comic books of Marvel at all. But when it comes to the movies, it's just the complete opposite, because obviously Marvel went on to be hugely successful, and DC just kind of, you know, it was just like a flat turd, just like on the ground immediately with everything that happened. So anyways, I'm hoping it's finally time to just do this correctly, you know, and it looks like they are, you know, like it just looks like everything's happening correctly. Now I did want to rewind a little bit, because something I feel like not a lot of people are talking about, like I know we saw the kaiju monster earlier, but like what's actually happening here is the kaiju monster is, see the giant foot back here, it's stepping on whatever this container of tanks is, and this kid, I'm imagining that this is like right when the monster first appears and no one even knows it's here, and it just like stomps down, and this kid almost, you know, gets hit by these tanks. So here comes Superman. Now what is this monster? I have no idea. Now here's Lex, and he looks pissed off that Superman is flying by here, right? I have to imagine that Lex let the creature loose, and this was all part of some kind of plan he had. Now this, I think, if there's anything that actually kind of bothers me, it says Luthor Corp instead of LexCorp. Now I understand his last name is Luthor Corp, and I'm sure in other iterations it has been Luthor Corp or something like that. To me, LexCorp just sounds better to say. I don't know, that it's such a small nitpick, and it makes more sense, I suppose, if it was like his dad was whatever Luthor, so Luthor Corp would, their last name makes more sense, I suppose. Now this right here, this, I have to imagine this is a kryptonite bullet that's inside that chamber right there. I cannot figure out what is happening here. So he's inside some kind of container. It looks like there's a lot of people around him, but there's, I don't know, there's some kind of light being emitted. We see two other figures, and they're kind of like, you know, they're putting their hands up like they're blinded by the light, but it's behind Superman, so I don't know. I cannot tell you what's happening. I don't know what's going on there. Some kind of conflict somewhere. You know, he raises this giant flag, hoping Superman will see the flag and show up, and he's just kind of hoping that Superman comes up, and that's pretty cool. Now, whatever that conflict was, it looks like it was in some other country, and now we see here he's all burnt up and beat up, and everyone's angry at him. So what exactly happened? You know, did he fail to save some people, or did he get involved with something that people don't think he should have gotten involved in? I don't know. But yeah, everyone is really mad at him. Now, what is this building? I'm kind of curious about that. Did we get a good look at what the building is? Okay, Stag Industries. There we go. Okay, so Stag Industries. That does sound familiar. I am gonna have to go look that one up. I know that's something from the comics. I'll have to go look that up. And of course, we get the absolutely ridiculous Guy Gardner. So here's the thing, and of course Hawk Girl back there. Here's the thing about this. Guy Gardner, back in the 80s and throughout the 90s also, he had this bowl cut, you know, like that was his signature look. It's always been really silly, but you know, he's like, Guy Gardner's basically like this what would you say, a masshole, like this Boston asshole, right? Who's like he's so sure of himself, he thinks he is the shit, right? But he's just like the doofus, you know, he's the muscle, but he's a doofus. He's so sure of himself, and of course everyone kind of takes turns kicking his ass. Everyone's like, Batman has the famous one punch thing, which knocked him out. So you know, he's just like the guy who thinks he should be in charge, and he knows better than everyone else. Now the haircut, in the early 2000s, they kind of tried to reinvigorate his haircut. They gave him more of a military type cut, but they're going with the classic ball cut, and that's what it looks like. It's silly as hell, but that's what it is. I do kind of want to comment on the ring here. It looks like they're going for the wide Green Lantern logo like as the full ring instead of the circular logo as the ring. I personally prefer the circular logo, like being the part there, instead of it just being the wide overall shape making the ring itself. I don't know, that's just me. Hot Girl back there, she looks fine. You know, like the helmet looks very similar to the Hot Girl that we saw in Black Adam, actually. Which it's so funny that like we're getting another Hot Girl so close to the last live action Hot Girl we got, but you know, not many people saw Black Adam, so I don't know. No one's probably really thinking about that. Yeah, looks good here. Got the mace, got the wings. She looks good. Like they're, you know, no complaints there. Okay. Now this thing, I have no idea what this is. This does not remind me of anything specifically from the comics. I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you what. It looks like some kind of sea creature. Now again, I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess that Lex released this thing for some reason. You know, there have been photos where it looks like Guy Gardner and Hot Girl and Mr. Terrific are all part of some kind of team already, like a corporate-led team, maybe Stag Industries or something like that. It wouldn't surprise me to find out that Superman's gonna uncover that like maybe Lex Luthor is actually pulling the strings of that team, and Maxwell Lord is like just one of his employees or something. And so Superman's gonna be like, oh, Lex Luthor's been orchestrating these attacks on Metropolis, and he owns this superhero team who goes out and stops the monsters that he lets loose, and it's all part of some giant scheme. I can already envision something like that being what the reveal is. And for example, this, whatever I'm looking at here, this giant eyeball shooting lasers in the sky, Superman doesn't seem so worried about it. I've seen a lot of people criticize this, but I have to imagine that this is going to be part of a plot point, you know? I think we're probably in the context of the movie, we're going to find out that the other superheroes are out there right now fighting this thing, and maybe they told Superman to back off, don't get involved, this is our job, we're doing this. I can see Guy Gardner doing that, saying all those things. Let's see, so this is one of the droids that usually they usually guard the what do you call it, the Fortress of Solitude here. So someone has broken in and destroyed this droid. Maybe this droid had like, contains some memories of Jor-El or something like that, I don't know. But he seems really broken up by one of the security droids being destroyed. So someone oh, and here we go. Here's Metamorpho. Now his whole deal, I think he just changes into different elements. He can change into gas, he can change into rock, he can, that's what he does. He's just another guy. Let's see. And of course we have Lex being all angry. Now what was pushing over these buildings? I don't see anything pushing them over, so maybe this is the, oh, let's go. Boravian troops amassing at border. Discuss current level of threat. Live reports coming in from the Boravian border. Okay, so Boravia, I don't think that's a real place. That seems to be where that conflict was. So, okay. And then, let's see. So he's being dragged in the snow, but what is he pushing here? He's pushing... If you look at the reflection of the window there, it looks like he's pushing, like that. This might be the leg of the monster that he's actually pushing up against. So he's able to push the monster. That's pretty cool. And then, yeah, we get, blink and you miss it appearance by, okay, so there are set photos of who this is, or supposedly who this is. There's rumors, there's set photos. So if you don't want to know anything else, I suggest you get off the internet. Don't look at any, don't look at any breakdowns. Don't look at any of that stuff. But I'm going to say who it is here. So this is your spoiler warning. Spoilers. Supposedly, this is, again, warning, spoilers. Supposedly, this is Ultraman. This is some version of Ultraman who, in the comics, Ultraman is usually depicted as coming from Earth 3, like the evil version of the Justice League. But, if he is Ultraman, obviously it seems like they're doing something different, because I don't think this is an Earth 3 version of Superman. It'd be a weird way to start our first Superman movie, is to be like, multiverse, other Superman. Of course, we get Mr. Terrific here. Now it looks like this is the same conflict. It looks like the desert also, so Boravia or whatever that is. That might be Lois Lane. He's protecting there in his force field. These soldiers look a lot like Ultraman's costume, so whatever's happening there, I don't know. Ultraman's involved with these guys. And then there you go. He's off, and looks like she's gonna give him a hug right before he goes off to help fight whatever that giant floating eye thing is. So yeah, lots of stuff happening. There's going to be a kaiju fight. There's going to be some conflict in another country. There's going to be a floating circular eye thing battle at night. We have the other team all on some kind of corporate superhero team, all wearing similar uniforms, and I'm sure by the end of the movie they're gonna find out something, and they're gonna leave that whatever that company is. Guy Gardner's gonna be like, hey, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna go back and check on the the military, the Corps, the Green Lantern Corps I'm supposed to be part of. I should probably go check up on them. I imagine that's what's gonna happen there. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening. They are definitely establishing like this is an already lived in universe. Superman is not the first superhero here. We already have superheroes, but I think in a way to make him the first genuine superhero, they're gonna make it so where like, oh, these other ones, all the battles that they thought that they fought while they were part of Stag Industries or Lex Corp or Luthor Corp or whatever, it's gonna turn out something like, oh, none of those battles were real. They were all orchestrated by Luthor for whatever nefarious means. He wanted to have like a public-facing superhero team to save the day, to cover up whatever he's actually working on. So here comes Superman being his own superhero, independent of this group, and they don't like that, and Lex Luthor doesn't like that, but he can't publicly say that because he's trying to keep the public image here. So something, the other people find out, and then they leave whatever this company is, and now they get to form, it's gonna end with them being like, hey, maybe we should form our own superhero team that's not, tied with some kind of corporation. Let's call it the Justice League, and there you go. I imagine it's going to go something along those lines. That's kind of the vibe I'm picking up as to, everything that's going on. There's going to be some big twist. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think about Superman. What do you think about the aesthetic of everything, the way everything looks? Like, this is very colorful. Like, I think when they went into making this, I think that was like their first thing. They're like, hey, our Superman is going to have color. You're going to be able to tell that the suit is blue. The reds are going to actually be red, and that was obviously a big complaint with the Snyderverse things. Everything was dark. Everything was dim. Everything was like, the blues and the reds all almost looked black, like everything was just constantly dark and it was dour. And I know there's a lot of fans of that universe. A lot of people ended up really siding with that, and they justice for Henry Cavill and release the Snyder Cut and all that stuff. I get it. I know those people exist. But I've been wanting an actual DC universe, one that, hey, guess what? I want it to look like the comic books, call me crazy, but I want it to look the way that the comic books that I read for years and years, I want it to look like that. So yeah, it looks like we're finally getting that, even the silly parts, because as much as you might look at Guy Gardner here and see how ridiculous he looks, it's like, yeah, sometimes the comic books were ridiculous and silly because they didn't always take themselves so seriously, right? So I don't know. Anyways, I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I have hope that this can lead to like genuinely a lived-in universe that I can become a fan of. And we have Creature Commandos out right now. I know that is technically like the first step here. I don't think a lot of people are really watching that show or considering it anything special. It's really this teaser trailer. Like, this is the first thing a lot of people are watching and being exposed to as like, oh, this is the first thing. So yeah, I don't know about how I feel about Creature Commandos. I mean, it's fun. It's a good show, I guess, but it definitely doesn't feel like a first step. This feels like the actual first step here. So I don't know. I'm excited. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.